something just caught my attention, and when I dug into it, I found a split that I genuinely did not expect to see, because depending on which analyst you are asking and which time frame they are using, the predictions for XLM and HBAR by the end of 2026 are not just different, they are wildly different. Some models are calling for marginal, single-digit percentage gains. Others are mapping out moves of 300, 500, even 800% from current prices. And when you understand why there is such a massive gap between the bear and bull cases for both of these assets, you will understand the whole story. That is exactly what we are doing today. We are laying out every analyst camp, every prediction, every data point, and every catalyst. No cherry picking, no hiding the bearish case to make you feel better about your bag. The full picture. Both sides, because that is the only kind of analysis that actually helps you make a decision. Let us start with where both assets are trading right now, so everyone is on the same page. XLM, Stellar Lumens, is currently sitting around 16 cents. It hit a low of about 13 cents earlier this year before recovering slightly. It is down significantly from its November 2024 peak, where it ran over 468% in a matter of weeks. Hbar, Hedera Hashgraph, is trading around 9 to 10 cents. It is down roughly 83% from its all-time high of 57 cents and well off the 30 cents it was touching in December of 2024. Both assets are deep in what analysts are calling extreme fear territory. Both are sitting in ranges that look ugly on a price chart, and both have catalysts building underneath them that the price chart alone will never show you. So what are the analysts actually saying? Let us go through HBAR first, because the prediction spread here is the most dramatic of the two. On the conservative end, platforms like Changelly and CoinCodex are projecting HBAR in a range of 12 to 21 cents by the end of 2026. That represents a modest recovery from current levels, roughly double to maybe 2.5 times from where it sits today, driven primarily by gradual network activity improvement and broad crypto market recovery. These models lean heavily on technical analysis, moving averages, and historical price data. They are not dismissing HBAR's fundamentals. They are simply saying that the gap between what is being built on Hedera and what generates actual on-chain HBAR demand is still wide enough to keep the price suppressed for most of the year. On the mid-range side, you have analysts like CCN projecting HBAR trading between 41 cents and 63 cents by year-end 2026. Coinpedia projects a range of 45 cents on the low end all the way to $1.05 on the high end, with an average around 80 cents. StealthX puts its 2026 target at 50 cents. These models incorporate enterprise adoption milestones, the approaching completion of HBAR's supply unlock cycle where over 85% of total supply has already been distributed, and the Clarity Act legislative timeline as major catalysts that could close the gap between institutional usage and token price. On the aggressive bull end, you have models projecting HBAR reaching 65 cents to $1.05 by year-end in favorable macro conditions. CoinCodex's upper range for the full year extends to 21.5 cents at the conservative end of their spread, but their next year algorithm shows HBAR potentially reaching 26.5 cents as an upper target, representing roughly a 180% gain from current levels. And some longer-range bull models, citing Fibonacci cycle projections, map potential upside from current accumulation levels toward 80 cents and $1.40 in a genuine bull market expansion. Now, what separates these camps? What makes the difference between a 12-cent end of year and a $1 end of year? It comes down to a single question that Benzinga put plainly in their HBAR analysis. Hedera has all the paperwork and partnerships in place. What it needs now is users, enterprises pushing actual volume through the network in a way that touches HBAR on-chain. If enterprises use Hedera through prepaid accounts or private integrations that bypass the open token market, the price impact remains minimal regardless of how many council members join or how impressive the technology is. If on-chain volume translates to direct HBAR demand, the supply and demand math changes structurally. Here is what the bull camp is pointing at. Hbar's daily active wallets jumped 190% in late 2025, even as the broader market fell 27%. Transaction counts regularly rival or surpass Ethereum's. The Canary Hbar ETF holds $93 million in net inflows. The AI Agent Lab, launched in March of 2026, lowers the developer barrier for on-chain AI applications dramatically, which means the next wave of transaction volume is being seeded right now. McLaren Racing joined the Governing Council as a full member in March, bringing fan engagement and digital collectible use cases to a global audience. And the OMIFI, which is the network of central banks and sovereign wealth funds overseeing around $43 trillion, has included Hbar alongside XRP and Xlm as core protocols positioned for the global liquidity infrastructure build-out. The bear camp is pointing to something different, at the fact that for all of those impressive headline partnerships, the daily Hbar price has not responded, that enterprise adoption timelines are historically slow, that the council model, while prestigious, creates a layer of bureaucracy that limits the kind of fast organic growth that drives retail price action, and that if the Clarity Act stalls beyond May due to midterm election dynamics, the institutional capital unlock that many HR bulls are counting on could be delayed by a year or more. Both camps have valid arguments. The question is which one is pricing in the next 12 months correctly. Now let's go to Xlm, and the prediction spread here is actually wider than Hbar's, which surprised me when I went through all of the data. At the conservative end, Changelly projects Xlm ending 2026 between 25 and 28 cents. CoinCodex projects a yearly range of 16 to 24 cents, with their algorithm forecasting roughly 23.5 cents by September and reaching around 29 cents by early 2027. These models essentially see Xlm recovering from its current 16-cent level to roughly 1.5 to 2 times the current price by year-end. Stable, but not spectacular. The mid-range predictions are more interesting. Coinpedia's analysis projects Xlm potentially reaching $2.50 by 2026 under a mature liquidity cycle and institutional participation scenario. That's a 15 times multiple from today's price. Their argument is that the structural breakout above 50 cents and then $1 would signal a shift from base formation to full expansion. CoinFomania's machine learning model projects a high of 81 cents and an average of 49 cents for 2026, which represents a 300% gain at the average and a 400% gain at the peak. The aggressive bull case is even further out. Some models project Xlm between $1.20 on the low end and $2.50 on the high end for 2026, with the reasoning that global stablecoin adoption and real-world asset tokenization at scale on the Stellar network would drive structural demand for Xlm as a bridge and settlement asset. One analyst projection at CoinDCX specifically calls out that if cross-border payments and tokenized assets truly take off in 2026, the year could be when Xlm finally shines after years of underperforming its own fundamentals. Now, here is the honest tension inside Xlm's prediction spread. The bear case for Xlm is not that Xlm has bad technology or no institutional adoption. The bear case is competition, specifically from XRP. Xlm's real-world asset TVL has crossed $1.2 billion. Franklin Templeton has nearly $650 million of their on-chain U.S. government money fund on Stellar. Amundi launched a $100 million tokenized fund on the Stellar network on March 17th. The SEC and CFTC jointly designated Xlm as a digital commodity on that same day, and CME is launching 24/7 Xlm futures on May 29th of this year. But XRP stablecoin volume sits at $436 million in a single metric alone, and XRP has RLUSD, Ripple Prime clearing $3 trillion annually, and the entire G Treasury infrastructure play. The analyst's concern for XLM is not that the network lacks real adoption, it's that XRP's deeper institutional relationships and larger liquidity ecosystem could divert institutional capital away from Stellar even as Stellar's own metrics grow. Both can succeed, but in a market where capital is selective and concentrated, XRP's institutional depth may give it a structural advantage in attracting the next wave of money. The bull case for XLM counters that by pointing to something XRP can't claim. XLM's footprint in the emerging markets, in remittances, in UNHCR humanitarian aid distribution, in Latin American stablecoin payments with partners like Mercado Bitcoin, in the PayPal PYUSD integration, and in Europe through Societe Generale and Amundi is distinct from XRP's institutional corridor play. XLM and XRP are not competing for the same rails. They're serving different segments of the same global payment transformation. And XLM's segment, financial inclusion, emerging market access, low-cost, high-volume payments, is arguably the larger total addressable market in pure transaction volume terms. So what does all of this actually mean for someone holding XLM or Hbar right now? Here is the framework that cuts through the noise. The bear case for both assets is real and should not be dismissed. If on-chain demand does not materialize in a way that creates direct token pressure, neither XLM nor Hbar will reach their bullish targets by year-end, regardless of how many institutional press releases drop. The technology is not in question. The adoption timeline is the only thing that matters for price. The bull case for both assets is grounded in documented, live, operational developments that are not speculative. XLM has over $1.2 billion in real-world assets on-chain right now. Hbar has 31 governing council members and $93 million in ETF inflows and AI developer infrastructure launching as we speak. These are not things that might happen, they are things that are happening. The question is only whether the price discovery mechanism catches up to the operational reality within the 2026 calendar year. The Clarity Act markup in late April is the single most important near-term catalyst for both assets because it determines whether the institutional capital that is already positioned around these networks gets regulatory permission to allocate at full scale. If that passes in April or May, the bull cases become materially more likely. If it gets delayed past the midterm election window, the bear cases hold for longer. Both assets are sitting at fear prices right now. The Fear and Greed Index has been below 25 for 59 consecutive days. In every documented historical instance where sustained extreme fear has preceded a major legislative or institutional catalyst, the recovery has been sharp and concentrated in the assets with the most institutional infrastructure already in place. XLM and Hbar both qualify on that criteria. This is not a price prediction. This is an honest accounting of what the analysts are saying, why they disagree, and what the documented catalysts actually are for both assets between now and December 31st of 2026. Where the price actually ends up is between the market and those catalysts. If this breakdown gave you the clearest picture you have had on either of these assets, hit the like button right now. It takes 2 seconds, and it is how this kind of content reaches the people who need a full, unbiased analysis, not just a highlight reel of bullish takes. Subscribe if you want every major analyst update on XLM and Hbar covered the moment it drops this year, because 2026 is a critical year for both assets, and the gap between informed and uninformed holders is already showing up in who is accumulating at these prices and who is selling into the fear. Here is your comment question. Given everything in this video, which one do you think has more upside by December 31st of 2026, XLM or Hbar? And tell me why. Let that debate run below. And if you know someone sitting on either of these assets who is feeling shaky right now because of the price action, send them this video. Because context changes everything. And right now, most people are watching the price without understanding the picture behind it. Stay informed, stay positioned, stay ahead.